You guys at home are paying too much for your gaming monitors because today we're going to show you $100 or less options.
We got 5 gaming monitors on this table that are under $100 and they're going to be perfect for you gamers at home to get a really awesome gaming experience without breaking the bank. Don't believe us? We're going to unbox all of these and show you today after a word from today's sponsor.
If you ask us our favorite place to buy PC hardware, it's a no-brainer that the answer will be Micro Center. Not only do they have insane year-round deals, but they're taking it up a notch with their winter savings event. And beyond just saving big on pre-builts, component combos, and more, Micro Center is committed to offering the best selection of new NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5080 and 5090 models on launch day. For all you PC enthusiasts out there looking to snag the latest and greatest, this is huge. And if you do upgrade to one of these powerhouse GPUs, Micro Center is a GPU trade-in program. That means if your previous graphics card was purchased from Micro Center, you're able to trade it in the same day and use it to offset the cost of that new upgrade. And for everyone in or around Santa Clara, Micro Center is opening a brand new store. Be sure to sign up for their grand opening giveaway and snag a free 128GB flash drive when the doors officially open. And let's be honest here, we all have that one drawer or storage spot full of cables, random devices, and outdated tech. Well, Micro Center can help you recycle responsibly and make a positive impact on the environment and your community. By choosing Micro Center for eco-friendly electronic recycling, you can keep harmful e-waste out of landfills. Micro Center truly is the one-stop shop for everything tech-related, and if you're interested in learning more about all their awesome offerings, check out the links in the description down below. Big thanks again to Micro Center for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back to it.
First up, we have an AOC monitor that's going to be a little bit smaller than the other ones, but it is the cheapest one of the roundup, coming in at
$63.99, ladies and gentlemen.
Holy crap.
That is really cheap for a 22-inch or 21.5-inch monitor. It is a VA panel, 100 hertz, and again, for that price point, we're talking really cheap right now. So let's go and open this one up, get it all set up, and show you guys what it looks like.
So this is the 22B2 HM2, and the other note is this 1 millisecond. It's better than my monitor at home. All right, so in the box, this is one of the power brick ones, so don't lose this. We get an HDMI with it, pretty cool, stands, and that's pretty much it.
Very basic, and that's kind of what I expect for a monitor for $63. So let's get this thing set up and then show you guys what it looks like.
All right, so while Matt gets this plugged in, we'll talk about the ports on the back. So we have our DC power, we have a pass-through for headphones, a VGA, and an HDMI, so no display port on this bad boy.
VGA is kind of funny, I love that. But we're gonna use the HDMI here to get the full 1080p 100 hertz. And our test system right here, which doesn't really matter too much, but just so you guys know, has enough horsepower, Ryzen 7 7700X with an RX 7600 XT, and I believe, unless you have a different game in mind, I was just going to load up Overwatch again. That's kind of been the game we've been using for all our testing.
Of FPS.
Even though that game is not doing so hot right now, but it definitely will run at a higher FPS so we can fully saturate these monitors. Let's get it set up.
All right, guys, we are in the practice range, which is where we'll be staying for this little test. But honestly, this is so impressive for like $63. So the VA panel is doing a really good job at, I think the colors look very accurate. I feel like the shadows are there, the brights are there. 100 hertz is, it's not bad. You're getting a little bit of ghosting with it being like a little cheaper too, but like, I wouldn't be upset if like this was my first monitor for gaming or something like that. It's definitely very acceptable. You know, give it a go?
Yeah, give it a go.
I think we found the speakers. I don't think it actually does have speakers built in.
Yeah, it's just kind of like it has holes where speakers would be.
They're for ventilation.
Yeah, but they're not. And also, I don't know why our FPS is like this. I'm going to have to lower the settings even more and restart for the next test, but just make sure, because this one's 100 hertz, so it don't really matter too much. We're kind of feeling it all right here, but yeah, it's not bad. I mean, feels pretty solid. But God, this PC is like struggling.
What's happening? Is the PC okay?
Is this computer okay?
Oh, we're 200. There we go.
Now we're at 200. Are we in like shaders? Like, what's happening here?
Yeah, you remember Overwatch? It did do that back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting 300 now. I think we're good to keep running these settings.
All right, I think we're good. But no, I think this is really good. Like, we were just talking off camera. Back in the day, if you were spending this much money on a monitor, you were getting 1600 by 900 monitors, and they would all be 60 hertz.
5 millisecond or more.
We did a lot of budget setups around them, but nowadays you get at least 100 hertz, which I think is a good upgrade over 75. We don't have anything else to compare it to right now, so I guess we got to go first.
It's VESA too, so I think, yeah, this one can be first for now, and I feel like for someone, whether you're gaming or not gaming, just because of the colors, this is a really solid monitor for the price.
Let's move on to the next one. Okay guys, next up is the Viewedge CS24FK, which is a 24-inch, 165 hertz IPS display for $89.
Wow, so you know, it's funny because it's still really cheap, but we are stepping up by, what is that, 20 something dollars?
Yeah, 20 bucks. We're going from a 100 hertz to 165 and from a 22-inch to a 24-inch. So this one's gonna be very interesting to see what it all comes with and if the panel actually looks better than this one right here that's a VA.
Yeah, especially like cheaper IPSs, they can be a little bit scary. It's like stuck on something. Oh, Oh, that's not getting sent back now. I'm just kidding.
That's
It might be stuck on the bottom.
But inside the now broken box is a stand, which is a nice wide base. There's
Plastic.
the other part of the stand. There's the monitor itself, and it looks like we get a external power brick again and a display port because 165 hertz, of course. Let's get this one set up, and how we're going to do this is we're going to always compare to the previous monitor we just looked at. Got the AOC one right here. We'll set this up, duplicate the display, go over the ports and everything, and then we'll do side by side which one we think looks better.
While Matt's plugging in the monitor, we're going to talk about the ports. So we have another pass-through for the headphones. We have a display port. We have 2 HDMIs in this one. So if you had a console or something, you could have them both hooked up at once.
Yeah, well, we use our display port here to plug it up, and you can see the size difference right here. You know, sometimes 22 inches isn't enough, guys.
She told you not to worry, but let's be honest, 24 is just better.
I think it's going to satisfy much better.
It is crazy how much, because for people who don't know, monitors measure diagonal. We only, what is that, 2.5 more inches? 3.5? I'm going to call it 24 anyways. It's like 3 or 4 inches larger, but look how much bigger it actually looks.
It's crazy how we don't know what
Yeah,
inches
how
look
math
like.
works. All right, so now we're actually running duplicate display. And by the way, with all these monitors, we are going to be typically putting the max brightness on because we want you guys to be able to see the details well. And it's funny because now that I'm looking at IPS, I know earlier I said, wow, I was like, the color is really accurate here. This feels a little better. It's more vibrant. It feels darker. This almost feels washed out compared to the SANSUI. And I gotta say, the 165 you can definitely feel, but it's still, this one definitely still does have a little bit of ghosting to it, but it's not terrible. I mean, I would definitely be able to live with this one once again, especially for that $81 price point. This is pretty crazy to see. And it does a pretty good job in like the dark areas too, like with shadows, but I'm liking this one.
You can definitely see the dark areas much better on this monitor. And then the others, it's kind of blown out in some areas. I don't know if that's also the brightness too. We do have the brightness cranked a bit, so it could be adjusted also, but I still think that looks good at that brightness level. Oh yeah, this like, especially like right here, you can just tell how much like washed out this one is versus the IPS.
It's like pastel versus vibrant.
And especially that monitor size, I think that makes a big difference. Like going from 22 to 24 makes a pretty big difference.
I mean, I'm used to taking 32 inches, so for me, 24 is definitely going to be my route.
Is that what this video is going to be now? That's crazy. Now, obviously, some of you, and I will say, it's changed a lot recently, especially in the monitor space. I don't know anything about Viewedge. Viewedge could be an OEM for somebody, or they could be another brand under an OEM that represents another brand. There's a lot of competitors in the monitor space right now, but as always, if you want a name brand monitor, AOC is one that's more recognizable, but then you got Viewedge over here, which is probably just straight from the same factory these other ones are from. They just have a different name on it. I personally, I think for what, 20, this monitor for the price is really awesome. But I'd almost say, again, we're talking like a few dollars here and there. I think it's worth the jump.
Yeah, I would save up the extra 20, 25 bucks to get the 24 inch, but then I'm wondering when we go to the next monitor, will it be worth saving another 20 or 25 each time? Let's find out.
We have the SANSUI ES27X3AL, which if the name tells you anything, it's a 27 inch 1080p 100 hertz IPS display at $89. Now, it's gonna be an interesting test because we're getting less refresh rate, but a bigger display at the same price versus Viewedge. So which one's gonna be better?
Yeah, and I think it's really going to depend on, like we said, so far these have all had some sort of ghosting to them. So if this one manages to do it without the ghosting, I think this would be my vote.
Inside we get a metal, kind of, it's kind of metal. It's like the lightest metal I've ever
I think
felt.
it's a cast of, yeah, it's metal. This is an all metal stand.
It's all metal stand, that's a bit of an upgrade, so
Different.
that's nice. It's thin, so I don't really know if that's gonna help with much wobble. Inside here we have a HDMI, and another external power brick. That seems to be the trend, external power bricks. And then we have the monitor itself. So let's go ahead and put this thing together and see what a 27 inch 1080p 100 hertz looks next to this one.
All right, so to go over the ports real quick on this monitor, down here, a little more basic. We have a single DC in, we have VGA, and then we have HDMI, and it doesn't look like there's any audio pass through or anything. And this one does have VESA, and the last one did as well, which I forgot to mention.
VESA is cool because these stands, well, are a cost-saving measure, 100%. But as you can see on first impressions, you can see the size of the monitors just getting bigger and bigger. It's getting crazy.
Next we have 42 inch.
Now our ultra-wides are gonna come out here, guys. But let's get it hooked up and see if we can notice a good difference.
Are we getting close to the point where we can get a 34 ultra wide for 100 bucks or less?
Maybe. If we're in this industry that long. Crazy.
You hear that? We're in the industry, guys.
We're in the industry.
Okay, so we're on the 27 inch SANSUI, 100 hertz, and based on compared to our 24 inch Viewedge, you know what? This almost looks like it has FSR on. Let me actually, hold up. I mean, there's no way it got turned on, I don't think. Yeah. it has the Vaseline effect, and then it definitely has this certain blur to it. So like, Jonah, get this one, and then go to the other one. I'm just gonna keep moving here. Something just doesn't, it feels off about this one. It almost feels like I'm looking through a fishbowl.
Fishbowl.
It just has that weird little effect to it. But okay, so how much is this one again?
Same price, $89.
90 bucks. I mean, would I be upset if I got this and I didn't have anything to compare it to? Probably not, because I wouldn't really know the difference. But next to this one at the same price, and I don't think I'd love this one if I'm being honest.
That Viewedge is like so impressive once it's next to.
It's just, it's sharp, it's clear. Yeah, see how you feel about
yeah,
SANSUI.
no.
Is it making you sick?
I don't like. It's probably a combination of it being a slightly lower refresh rate. It's one of those things where you will definitely see 165 versus 100 side by side. Like you can tell the difference, but also it does.
Do you think the shutter speed's off?
The shutter speed is off. I feel like the ghosting makes it feel lesser than 100 hertz. I feel like they really tried to cram a 27-inch display in here and they really sacrifice everything else. I don't think the colors are bad. I really just think the responsiveness is not great. So
when you're sitting still, it doesn't look bad.
Now when you're sitting here, it's like, fine. This one's probably a little more vibrant, but this one is fine. It's just when you move around, it just doesn't feel like you're really getting the most out of your PC with this one. I think the Viewedge is better.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% on Viewedge. Jonah, what's your thoughts?
I think the SANSUI doesn't look good at all.
Yeah.
So where would SANSUI rank though? I would say, is it last? Because it's
I think
like
it's last right now.
Oh, right now it's definitely third, but I don't even, unless these other ones just do really bad, I don't see this one being able to make a comeback.
Yeah, so we're gonna put this one last, move it for the next comparison, and then move on to the next monitor. We're getting into the upper range of monitors.
Ooh. All right, we got a company that we know and like quite a bit because we've looked at so many of their monitors. We get the KTC H25T7, which is 24.5 inch.
And this one comes in right at 99 bucks, so right under that $100 mark using their coupon they have on Amazon. This one is a 24-inch 180 hertz monitor with what they call fast IPS panel. I don't really know. I think I've seen that marketing thrown on a lot of these budget monitors, but we gotta see how's it compared to the Viewedge, which has been really solid so far, and is it worth the extra money?
Yeah, I'm curious if fast Viewedge or fast IPS basically means like it's not good IPS, or if it actually means it's better than normal IPS.
Or that's their way of hiding VA.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, you know? It's their way of hiding something that's worse.
Stand, Madel.
That Madel?
That's solid.
Ooh.
Rest of it's already on the monitor. That's kind of cool.
Oh.
And then we also have, I believe, an HDMI. Interesting choice for 180 hertz. I mean, it'll work, but HDMI and an external power brick once again.
One thing I do have to note is this one is also VESA mountable, and the stand is removable. So that's good.
Yeah, I was worried that would be a thing where you have a stand just hanging there or blocking the mount. So let's get it on the stand and talk about the ports.
Oh no, this one actually needs tool. What the heck?
Might be a little, is it bent? Or is it just my POV?
I noticed this looked a little off, but like from the front, Jonah, does it look bent or
And also
anything?
this looks like it's uneven. Am I tripping actually?
I think it is a little bit. Yeah, a little bit of manufacturing. I mean, it's a cheap monitor. All right, the stand might be crooked. We don't know yet. But while Matt plugs this in, let's talk about what we got on the back here. So we have two HDMIs. We have a display port, and we have, once again, a earphone or headphone pass-through.
Plug her up with the HDMI, and then we'll be able to see, is the 180 hertz worth it? Well, the extra, what, 15 hertz, something like that?
It's interesting that they give us an HDMI this one instead of DisplayPort.
Yeah, I normally would have gone DisplayPort, but you know, it's 1080p, so it'll work.
Yeah. All right, so now we're testing the KTC versus our Viewedge, and we got similar sizes. There were 1080p on both, of course, but then we are comparing 165 to 180 hertz. And one thing that we did actually look up is the whole fast IPS deal. It still is just a standard IPS display, but some gamers kind of tend to think that IPS may be worse for gaming. So it's kind of just a marketing technique to basically say, hey, this is high refresh rate IPS, just like this one is. And I mean, honestly, these two are pretty like, they're somewhat apples to apples, like color-wise and everything. Like this one's displaying the whiter colors, like the brights a little bit better. This one just has an overall like more neutral tone to it, I feel like. But this one's kind of tough for me, so I'm trying to see. I mean, yeah, I think the 180 does look a little bit better. It's not anything crazy for me, so I'll kind of let Matt be the tiebreaker here, because we are talking what?
So 89 versus 99, so
89,
it's $10.
so $10 difference here. Matt, you be the tiebreaker. Because I honestly don't really have a super preference here for the $10.
Because I'm looking at the same monitor. Yeah, this one's a little bit brighter. I can see that.
And by the way, this one's only at like 79% brightness. I don't know.
This one's maxed out.
Yeah. This one's maxed out. This one theoretically has more brightness to work with. I don't know if I feel like I'm getting $10 more. But like, again, we're talking $10, but if you're building a budget setup, $10 might be a little more on your storage or a little more on your mouse or something like that. So if we're talking budget ballers here, which I know we got some budget ballers, I think the Viewedge is better, but like, me personally,
this is name brand too, though.
I would say KTC is much more name brand, which KTC is an OEM manufacturer for companies like ViewSonic and some other ones. So they are like a name brand in a sense. They're just now selling the monitors that they normally manufacture and rebrand for other companies. So if it was me buying my monitor and I knew, just from what I know, I would probably lean KTC just because of the brand name. I think $10 for brand awareness, in my opinion, would be worth it. But if we're just talking pure performance, which I think we should be doing, I think the Viewedge is still better for the price.
So my vote's
KTC.
My vote's the KTC because of the whites.
Yeah, we can do, I mean, if Jonah wants to vote for KTC, we do KTC. That's good with me. Yeah, we'll do the KTC monitor. So if $10 more, you get a little better experience. Let's see how it compares to the last monitor though. This one would definitely be like second right now. So we're talking like first KTC, probably like 1A, 1B pretty much with Viewedge. And then right now the AOC and then the SANSUI. Then we gotta see.
SANSUI is still very last.
Gotta see where the Pixio monitor comes in.
Ooh.
All right, guys. Last is Pixio with their PX257P, which is 24.5-inch 1080p 144 Hz monitor, which is nano IPS.
Whoa.
That's another one that I don't think I'm very familiar with, but it's a 1 millisecond response time. This one is $99 as well.
The real question is, nano IPS a real thing, or is it just another word for
I'm gonna have to do the same
IPS?
thing. I will learn. I will Google.
So Pixio is a brand that I have known longer than any of these brands. I guess besides maybe AOC. They've kind of been around for a long time. So this is definitely like a name brand at this point.
Nano IPS is a quantum dot-like backlighting method that LG was using. It allows for a wider color gamut.
Okay.
So it's just a different way of the backlight working.
Q-Light from Samsung.
Yeah.
Kinda. Cool for a $99 monitor. We'll see if
Yeah.
that actually makes a difference in the real world though.
Ooh, okay, so much like, I think the only other monitor that had this was the first one. We do get the external brick, which they call it the external power unit. I just like these better because you can have more room on your power strip.
And shout out Pixio, this is a good unboxing experience. Like this is all very well
box,
together.
dude.
Good phone.
Stands plastic though, not ideal, but it is toolless, so that's nice. And then underneath we have the monitor.
So while Matt gets this monitor plugged in, Matt, will you do the honors? And he's also gonna be plugging in the HDMI that it comes with. It does not come with the display port. We have, looks like 2 HDMI, a display port, and once again, that headphone pass-through jack. And BESA.
Houston, we have a problem.
What?
We only have one HDMI on this graphics card. We need an adapter. Let's just use the display port instead of the one the HDMI came with because the graphics card only has one HDMI.
All right, we're now down to the final two competitors. We got the KTC versus the Pixio, both brands that we've used quite a bit and have worked with and everything, but I gotta say, 144 versus 180, I don't feel like I'm noticing a major difference, but I feel like I can kind of notice the 180 is a little bit smoother when I'm turning and stuff like that, especially doing something like this. The 180 just looks slightly smoother to me, but that's just me. Now this one's at 90% brightness, and I think this one was also a little bit lower too. So neither one of them we really felt the need to just crank up the brightness like some of the cheaper monitors. They both display, you know, the brights pretty well. This one definitely, it's like hurting my eyes almost. So yeah, I feel like both of these are really solid for that $100 price point. I think both are worth it so far, but I'll let Matt decide here because I'm kind of almost voting KTC for number one here. But Matt, what do you think?
You can definitely see the slight difference in 144 versus 180. It is ever so slight, but if again these are side by side, if these monitors were on their own, I would think I got a good deal at $100. This one, good. Like this feels good. Smooth, ghosting, I really don't see much at all, especially compared to the monitors we started with earlier in this video. But this one just feels so much like snappier.
And then I know we're bragging about that was the nano IPS.
Yes.
I don't feel like I'm seeing anything crazy with colors.
No, I don't either. It looks very similar. So I'm still voting I'm voting KTC on this one. I think KTC really has an awesome monitor here at $99. Biggest thing with these monitors, as always, if you want to buy any of these, links in the description or affiliates link will help us out. Pricing and availability.
This one right here, KTC is really known for putting a lot of coupon codes on their Amazon monitors. So this one could at some point be $120, and then there's a coupon code for 20 bucks off, it's $100. Sometimes that coupon code might not be there. So this one I know from Pixio was regularly $99. So if this one is 99 bucks, this one's 120, at that $100 budget, you want to save money, I would go Pixio. But if we're talking equal price right now, I think KTC is the winner of all these monitors.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I think between the last three, the Viewedge, KTC, and Pixio, I'd almost call them like 1A, 1B, 1C. They're all like really close, but we do gotta have some more to here, guys.
So yeah, what we're going to do now that we have a winner is get all the monitors up here, or get them all set up. Not all of them. We'll see how many we can get up here. I think we'll fit them all.
We need a bigger table.
We'll get the top 3 up here. Let's get the top 3. We'll give honorable mentions to the other 2. But I'm very happy with these monitors. And it does show you guys that you do not have to spend a ton of money on a gaming monitor when you can buy them for $100 or less.
All right, guys, so the results are in. We're calling KTC number 1, followed by Pixio and then Viewedge, all very close to number 1, honestly. And then we got the second mentions. I don't think we really got a bad monitor today, honestly.
The SANSUI was not amazing, but it would do the job for somebody on a budget who wants a 27-inch monitor. You gotta make some sacrifices here. We're talking monitors $100 or less. It is important to mention, we like to mention these in these videos. This is all our opinion based. We're not really doing a lot of technical testing with like monitor tools to like really rate response time and stuff like that. It's more of an initial impressions kind of video. But if you guys enjoyed our impressions on these monitors and you agree and want to buy one of them, links in the description down below will be affiliate links. They will help us out. Let us know which monitor you like the most. And if you have one of these monitors, how are you enjoying it?
But we hope you guys enjoyed today's roundup. We got more to come to you soon. If you did enjoy it, make sure to check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.
All of these monitors will be going to a very special place.
They have computers at great prices, but also setups if you want to come in store. PCBros.tech. Use code ToastyBros on checkout to save 3% on your next purchase. See you guys later. Goodbye.